Well, hello guys, welcome back. I was gonna sit here and give you a big fancy lecture. No, I wasn't. But want to talk to you about working with the gods. Now, you know how I am. I have an open door policy. If a god comes to me, especially if they come repeatedly and won't go away, I will work with them. And I say won't go away because you try to give them your very human reasons of why you can't work with them for whatever reason, and they're not going to have any of it. And I really got scolded in my dreams today, and I got scolded all day long. I had a dream super early in the morning that there were all these manatees lined up on two sides. And they were all like around these big wooden crates. And these crates were full with, I think, good food, but also some were full with coals and fire, which didn't make much sense. But it was my job to feed the manatees. And I thought, well, they can't be around fire. They're going to get hurt. So I couldn't figure that one out. And then I got up and it was super early and I couldn't figure out what woke me up that early. And I even went and I checked my messages to make sure nothing had happened and the gods hadn't got me up. But I got up like almost around dawn. So I went back up to bed and I had a second dream and Lord Hermes appeared in it. And I was working in this store and it was this really nice store, kind of like a drugstore, but kind of not. It felt kind of vacation-y, kind of beachy. And it was my job to help people with whatever they needed to find. And he came over to me with this gigantic package of like they're not called earbuds. You put them in your ears to block out noise. Not earbuds, because those are the sound things. Whatever they are. But you know what I mean. They're made out of foam and you put them in the ears and it blocks out all the sound, or at least most of it, and you use them for travel, especially if you're going to fly. It's supposed to take the pain out of your ears. And he had like half a package of these things, and there are these gigantic blue ones that look like they're way too big for any human's ears, but I'm like, okay. And instead of me leading him, I said, oh, I know what these are. They're upstairs. These noise cancellation things are upstairs. I will take you right to them. And I said, wait a minute, let me make sure. Because there was someone there with more experience than me, and I went over to her, and she starts, going on in very fast French to me. Only she thought she had to sing. And I think she was the same being that I've encountered in dreams before, and she's usually much older and very beautiful, and she's usually hopeful, but she always goes on in French. And usually I can understand her, even though I only remember about one word out of 100 in French now. And she was younger now and shorter, had different hair, but I realized it was her because she always wears all gray. I don't know if it's significant, but she always wears all gray. And she decided she had to sing. And she has a beautiful speaking voice, but she decided she not only had to sing, but she had to sing loudly and badly. And she was singing about every product we had. She was taking me further and further away from where I knew we needed to go, and she was just distracting me. And meanwhile, everybody's leaving this place because they can't stand her voice, because she can't sing. And Hermes had beat a retreat, and I got a vision in my mind's eye that he's traveling over like these deserts on a camel, or he's traveling over these mountainous hills on a camel loaded down for travel. And he's all dressed up for winter, which doesn't make sense, but that's a vision I got. He beat a retreat, and I thought, I should go after him. I should go be with him. Why am I letting this crazy lady sing to me? I should go take him the stuff, but it was like he left the noise blockers for me to use. And I didn't put it together until I made another video for you saying how confused I was, and to cap it off, to make sure I knew he was annoyed, we played the manatee therapy, but first we went in with the humpback whales, and I'm still traumatized because they're not as friendly. They're kind of friendly, but they're not as friendly, and we were swimming with them. And the one came really close to me, and they have no collision detection. So I was looking through a whale, because she started swimming through me, like. And I turned around to get out of this whale, and I saw these two big eyeballs. And they were looking forward, and then they turned around to look at me, and I almost passed out in the water, and Loki's laughing hilariously. And so I went in the manatee exhibit. And the manatees were totally silent. They weren't talking to me. They came swimming over, but they were totally silent. They were not making sounds. And then they started making sounds, but not nearly as much as usual, and they really didn't want anything to do with me. They were being standoffish, and I tried to talk to them and be friendly, and they were being mean. I said, well, I'm not going to stay around and watch you grump around the tank and be moody. I said, I'm going to go. You're mad? You're mad. And I figured me and my stupid ideas of having manatees as a totem. And as soon as I'm going to leave, the one mother comes flying over to me like she didn't mean it. And she, me, 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 me. So then they wanted their loves and affection, and they were friendly and loving, but they were kind of being a little standoffish at the same time, too. The energy didn't feel the same. And I know I'm talking about a VR experience, but it still didn't feel the same. It didn't feel as warm and welcoming as usual. And then I heard this weird thing. I'd heard a little of it when I was with the whales, but it was... First I heard this... Like there was this huge animal in the tank with us. And I looked at the one manatee, and I know they don't make these sounds. I said, well, maybe, the game's messed up, and it was like a whale or something from the other exhibit, and it didn't make any sense because it shouldn't have played. And then I started hearing like radio interference, like I was wearing a radio headset, and someone was trying to get through on the radio. It takes me an awful long time sometimes to get a message. And I got out. This guy was asking me why I got out so fast. I said, that just freaked me out. I said I wasn't sure, but it sounded like I had a radio set on my head and somebody was trying to get a message through. It was the damn weirdest thing. I said, you can't hack VR like that. It wouldn't sound like that. This sounded like this was really weird. And I've been having trouble with the VR lately. Like my home's not been coming in right. And it's taken me the longest time to figure out what's been doing it. And it's been Hermes showing his displeasure. Because he says, you're trying to please people and not please your gods. You're trying to worry about only talking about the gods that will make people happy. Only being with the gods will make people happy. And you're trying to retreat because Loki had said, what's wrong with you lately? And I said, I just think for the time being with how touchy and explosive and my god, you can't have them people are being, I'm just going to work with Norse gods. That looks pretty on paper. The gods were awfully angry. And he was awfully angry because a certain goddess was trying to talk to me and I wasn't talking to her because I said, your current climate, you're not allowed to talk to gods from other cultures. I said, get a YouTube channel, or Loki, you will figure this out. And he was just mad because she's been trying to get in through to me and I've been like, I can't talk to you given the current climate of how things are. And I think I retreated from the Greek gods for the same reason. I said, I'm just tired of how touchy and jumpy and triggery everyone is lately. And I realized Hermes was giving me the earbuds, or whatever the hell you call them. You put them in the ears. I knew the first time I recorded the video. You put those in and don't listen to these people. Like a woman that I saw in the dream, she's actually friendly to me in dreams. She was trying to make a point that I was listening to all this static that I couldn't understand because it was nonsense. And he was making a point in the VR with the static. And he was making a point that Poseidon's been trying to get back through to me. And well, I stopped doing this thing of not working with gods because I'm so worried about getting, attacks or whatever on the channel. And he says he's kind of tired of it. So Hermes going to get his way, and I ended up giving $5 to the World Wildlife Fund because somehow mysteriously I'm blocked from getting gift cards because I can order them, but I can't get the redeeming code through my phone anymore. Even though they'll let 20 telemarketers call me a day, I can't get something I should get. And he was making his point, and it ended up being double donation, so $10 went to the World Wildlife Fund. And that seemed to placate him, and Poseidon seemed to feel placated. And it was just, you'll go through times where people are going to be really super touchy about what gods they think you can and can't work with. I've had people tell me they think I should only work with Norse gods because all other gods are bad and inferior. I've had people tell me I shouldn't work with Greek gods because Greek gods aren't in my blood. Well, I'm sorry, honey, but they were worshipped in Italy too. And, it's getting to the point where people, they don't even want to worship their gods. I think a lot of these people are trolls. They don't even want to worship and work with their own gods, but suddenly if they see somebody from outside their culture working with them, the god's a national treasure and they have to attack this person until they chase them away. Which I think probably gets you the full attention of that deity. That's why I don't go around telling people, oh, you can't work with Loki because you're not XYZ. Loki gets to choose who he works with. He's a big god. He gets to choose anyone. He doesn't care if you're black, white, green with purple stripes, so you may want to go to the hospital at that point. But he doesn't care. And most gods don't seem to care. They don't seem to see the color of your skin or where you come from. They just get very hurt when you stop working with them. And they understand that you're getting attacks online, or you're getting attacks, maybe you were at a convention or something and you were told you can't work with our gods, blah, blah, blah. So I just wanted to bring that up because I've noticed it's happening more and more and more, that you're getting people that are triggered. We know working, for example, with totems, animals is something that was very alive in Germanic culture and other cultures. Yet I hate using social justice warrior in a bad sense, but I've had social justice warriors scream and jump on me for writing articles about doing it, that I can't do that because I'm fill in the blank, and these belong only to First Nations people. And I said, well, I'm sorry, but working with totem animal is a universal experience. Every culture has a sense of it. It's called different names, but we usually use the word totem or spirit animal or whatever because it's easy. People know what you mean. So it's just some food for thought. I was just getting a little tired and disgusted with, all the static people are sending out lately towards anyone they don't agree with. And Loki was like, I don't care, you're still going to work with these gods. So Loki is apparently spoken, Hermes has spoken, so apparently Poseidon does exist. I guess, I don't know. I'm working with Loki. I will never know. So if you guys like what you see, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.